Welcome into this week's episode of Inside the Charge. I'm Maddy Glab, and in today's episode, we'll be joined by Bills Safety Micah Hyde, who's now back on the team after becoming a free agent last season. He hadn't stepped foot in this building since last January. Now he's back as a practice squad player. Micah talks about being on the practice squad for the first time in his 12-year career as an NFL player. He also gets into what it's like being back with so many of his best friends and why this place just feels like home. Micah also talks about the season that Josh Allen is having and why he thinks it's just different here for this team this season. It's an episode you don't want to miss. Micah, thanks so much for taking the time to sit down and chat about being back in Buffalo. We're so excited to have you back here. Why could you not stay away from this place for too long?
Why could I not? Why could I not? I thought I was going to. I thought, it was all good, and I was going to watch the games from San Diego from the beginning of the season till the end. But we were hoping that we would possibly get a call, and funny enough, a couple weeks ago we did, and our immediate reaction was, "Oh, we're good. It's sunny and 75. The kids are in a routine. We're in a routine. We're having fun. We got some things planned for the rest of the year." And then we came to our senses and we're like, "Look, this is a hell of an opportunity, and there's no place like Buffalo. Why not? We still have our house. We can get settled in a couple days, and why not spend this time and Christmas time, and very good football team, a lot of guys I know around here, and a lot of respect." So we decided to come back, and it was one of the best decisions we've made.
So you play here for 7 years. Now you're in your 8th season. You were away from this place for more than 6 months. What's the best part about being back?
The best part about being back, people say this all the time, but it really is like a family. I step in here and just whether if it's the people in the cafeteria, the janitors, the staff all around the building, the trainers, the strength staff, equipment staff, whoever it is, you guys with media and stuff. I just think throughout the years we've developed such good relationships that I'm happy to see everybody. I love what I do, coming to work every day, and I have a different role right now, and I'm trying to help. Honestly, I'm trying to help everybody. I'm trying to help. If you need any tips on how to improve your job, hey, I'm that guy. So I'm trying to give everybody some confidence and boost everybody, because I know that it's snowing outside right now, and I know for some guys it's been a long season, and I've been through this and kind of that mental grind. So I'm here to I was here to try to bring some sunshine, but that didn't happen.
It's snowing outside as we're taping this.
Yes, it is.
The real question though, Micah, is what does your wife love most about being back?
She loves this place. She loves this place. I love this place, but she beyond.
Yeah.
Because outside of this building, where she's been at home, and she's just developed her own relationships throughout the community, with people that she'll see every day, whether if it's going to get her clothes tailored, or stopping by this restaurant, or stopping by this shop. Like, they all know her, she knows them, and so it's just that family atmosphere, and this, it's a great place to raise a family. The kids are going to school, and we never have to worry about any other craziness going on. It just feels like a small Midwest town, and that's what you get in Buffalo, New York.
You were here for so long that I feel like if people just glanced at you in the last 2 weeks, they might have thought, "Oh, Micah's always been here. This is Micah's 8th season. He never left." Did you fool anybody by coming back and somebody walking by you and having to do a double take, like,
everybody.
"Oh, you're back"?
Everybody. The first couple of days I was back, because nobody knew. Nobody knew, because I spoke to Bean, and like I said, we were going back and forth for a couple of days. I had a conversation with Sean, and still was kind of undecided, and so we kind of kept it under wraps, because Bean hit me up during the bye, but we really didn't decide until after. So I didn't want to be a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were getting ready for the 49ers, and they ended up, you know, whooping them. And so didn't want to be a distraction, you know, have anybody hear about it. So when I came into the building for the first day, nobody knew except for Bean and Sean, and obviously my wife and my family and stuff. But so I walked in, just cold call, just, hey, what's up? And they're like, hi, wait, what? What are you doing back? And I still think some coaches and some players are like, what are you doing here? Are you playing this week? What's going on? And so it's still a little bit of confusion, but like I said, I'm here to help any way I can.
Who had the best reaction about you being back in the building?
The best reaction. There was a few guys that Al Holcomb, the linebacker coach,
Mm-hmm.
he looked at me and just looked me in my eyes and said straight up, like, what are you doing here? And I was like, what do
Did
you
you
mean?
get lost?
He was like, what do you mean, Al? Like, I'm here to help. Like, he's like, no. Like, what are you doing? He made it sound like I had to leave. Like, I was just like, relax, man. I'm here to see what I can do to help. And so that was a good reaction. But there was a lot of people, you know, with whether it was up in the cafeteria stuff, I walked in and, you know, I love all them up there. They're amazing people, and you know, they always bring a lot of energy in the morning and stuff like that. So when I walked in, that was pretty cool. And that's just that's the type of family atmosphere that this building has.
Being away from this sport since January of last year, do you have a new appreciation for this team or for the league now that you're coming back?
For sure. Personally, you know, not really talking football and being in the meetings and stuff like that. You know, I was at home in San Diego, like watching as a fan, because I'm watching on TV and I don't have the actual film that the team watches. So like I have to see what people see. I have to listen to what the commentators are saying. So I was really just a fan, and then coming back in here, it was really it's just a blessing. It's a blessing really to be a part of this team, and the amount of success that this team has had this year, and you know, for Bean to even call and be like, hey, we want you to be a part of it. Like, who was I to be like, nah, I'm good. Like, it's 2 months, and you know, I get to come here and work out, practice, you know, see what I can do to once again help this team. So yeah, I mean, that was just it was a no-brainer, I guess, in the end.
You spent more than half of the season watching this team from California, experiencing it as a fan. What is Micah Hyde like as a fan?
I was watching every game. I was watching try to watch every single play. And, you know, out there, the night games, which, you know, the Bills had a bunch of primetime games, was 8 o'clock here, but 5 o'clock there.
Mm-hmm.
So the kids don't go to sleep. You know, they're not eating dinner and going to sleep till about 6:30, 7:30. So the games would be on, and they're like still running around the house, and I'm trying to watch it from the TV, and Amanda's making dinner, and I'm like, yo, like, who's watching the kids? Like, I can't watch the kids. Like, you're making dinner, I'm watching this game.
I got a job right now.
Somebody has to watch the kids. So I was taking a little heat every now and then for watching the games, but yeah, I was trying to watch every single play. I was a fan. I was rooting for everybody. I was, you know, I didn't want to be that clingy ex-girlfriend that's like, hey, good game. Or
Was
like,
it
hey.
hard not to be?
I mean, I did a few times. I did a few times. I'd text, you know, whether if it's the coaches or players or whatever, and say, hey, like, keep it up, good game. Just trying to motivate, trying to give confidence from whatever, 3,000 miles away, whatever the mileage is. But yeah, I was a huge fan.
Who are some guys that have impressed you this season as you've watched this season unfold?
Oh man, I think each and every guy I could probably say something about. You know, from seeing it on TV, seeing it from that perspective, and then coming in this locker room and actually knowing the guys, it was cool. It was cool to really to see the growth. You know, whether if it's Taron becoming a leader more, Lano becoming a leader more vocal. TB has always been a leader, but stepping up that role with you know, myself and Poe and some other guys gone. Big Greg out, you know, making plays. It's you know, just what Josh is able to do is just stupid. Like, that guy, man, like, even watching him on TV, I don't think I realized like the amount of stuff that he does. It's truly remarkable. And so I can probably go up and down the lineup with guys, and even with coaches, like just hearing Sean's message throughout the last couple weeks, and how confident he is in his guys. and in this team. And not saying he wasn't in the past, but it's just a different feel. This place it's a different feel as far as, like, you know, people are coming, they're working, and, you know, it's kind of just like, let's come in, get our job, and win, and go about it the right way.
Over the last 3 games, Josh Allen has 14 total touchdowns, more than 1,000 yards of offense, no turnovers, no sacks. Are we watching a historic season from the quarterback position?
For sure. The conversations that I've had with him over the last year, it just seems different, and you can tell. You know, he's always been a hell of a football player and a great person, but I think that the maturation process for him, it's really showing right now. Like, he's just taking every game for what it is. For sure, historic season. You know, I can compare this to some of the games that, you know, when I was in Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers in his prime, just like, and I'm not comparing the two, I'm just comparing the situation in the games. Like, you just knew when you sat down on the bench as a defensive player, it's like, okay, we don't have to get up for like at least 8 minutes of like actual game time, unless they go and just have a long play and score in like 3 plays. So it just seems like that same thing, and I'm extremely proud of him, man, because he's has a lot on his shoulders. He's had for a long time being a starting quarterback in this league, but also just how everyone puts a lot of pressure on him, and that, I think that maturation process has gotten him to a point where he really doesn't care about what everyone else thinks. He wants to play well for his guys, and he wants to have fun doing it, and that's all he cares about.
You mentioned some of the defensive players who have stepped up. Matt Milano, one of our linebackers, and then our nickel cornerback, Taron Johnson.
Yeah.
You and Jordan Poyer leave this team last year after being 2 safeties who were here for 7 seasons. You guys combined for 38 interceptions, all-pro seasons, Pro Bowl seasons. Leadership walks out the door. How have you seen those 2 step up in leadership roles now that you're back on the field?
Well, when all this was happening before the season even started, like, in my mind, I'm like, good. Like, this is going to make other guys step up. And I think sometimes some people get like worried about change and like,
it's
all
scary.
That. It is scary, but it's a part of the game. Like, it's a part of, you know, I see kind of where a GM would want to make some decisions. Obviously, you're gonna, you know, lose some of the leadership side, but you're gonna gain some in some other areas. So change is good. But to answer your question, to see those guys, you know, step up and bring other guys along with them, and I think that's just like a total team effort with the offensive side, the special teams, and the defense, just having their own guys that are able to step up. And I'm proud of them. I was already proud of them, you know, going before this season even started. But, you know, I feel like that. I feel like that proud uncle that's just you know, watching film and in meetings and stuff, just trying to help and keep their confidence up, and I'm just, you know, proud of them.
Taron always has jokes for you. Is it hard to say that Taron's doing a great job as a leader this season, knowing how many jokes he probably had for you when you walked through these doors?
Yeah, I'll tell you, but I'm not going to tell him I'm proud of him, because he's a little brother. Like, you know, we're fortunate enough to all make, you know, good money playing in this league, and he just always asks me for a ride, and I'm just like, dude. Like, I just got back into town. Like, what have you been doing all season? Have you been asking other people for rides all season? You know, that's just Taron.
He just doesn't want to drive to the facility?
He's a little brother. No, he'll drive to the facility, but, like, going to the away games, the airport and stuff, like, he's my little brother. So that's T. I'll never miss having to give Taron a ride, that's for sure.
The Bills have a new defensive coordinator this year in Babich. He was someone who was your position group coach for some time, and then also coached the linebackers. What have you seen from his first year as a defensive coordinator?
Guys are hungry. I feel like when you're able to watch a game, like I said, on TV, and see guys getting to the football and gang tackle, and, you know, the takeaway margin is you know, remarkable.
Plus 18 right now.
Plus 18, yeah. Just what this defense has been able to do, and I know, you know, there's been a few hiccups last couple of weeks, not making excuses, playing a really good Rams offense with a veteran quarterback that knew exactly what we were doing the whole time. playing a very good Lions offense with a very good, like, just skill positions, and the quarterback very experienced, and you know, is in that MVP race also. So to see what this team has done this whole season with a couple hiccups these last couple games is just it's amazing. And I think that's an indication of what Bobby and Sean has been able to do around here for many years. You know, we're gonna have some hiccups. We're gonna have some games where we just felt like we just laid an egg. That's part of the NFL, and like I said, I'm not making up excuses, but at the same time, you have different type of offenses each and every week. And if you do have similar offenses, then they're trying to see what you did well or bad and execute against you that way. So it's a chess match, and I'm proud of what Bobby has been able to do this season and what he's going to continue to do for this team.
You've been mentioning I came here to help. I'm trying to see how I can help at the end of the regular season as we push into the playoffs. Micah, you were drafted by the Packers in 2013 in the 5th round. Have you ever been on the practice squad before?
Never. And this was a different role for me, and I think that's why I was going back. Like, when I tell you I was going back and forth when being called, like I was obviously happy he called, but at the same time it was all immediately like, you know, in order to play this game you got to have an ego, and to play at a high level, you have to have an ego. You have to see yourself as an alpha male and as somebody that's good, and that's why I feel like I've been so successful in this league. Is, you know, I go out there each and every game and I know I'm going to make plays, and I have that confidence I'm going to make plays. So when I got that phone call from Bean, it was like, hey, you can come, but it's practice squad. And I get it, how hard practice squad guys work and all that type of stuff. But for me, I was just like, man, I played 11 years.
You're 2-time All-Pro.
Yeah, I don't need to do that.
Pro Bowler, 16 interceptions while you were here.
So that's why I was battling that, like, I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. And it was my ego. It was my ego. Like, we don't need to do that. But after a couple of days of sleeping on it, I literally just breathed a little bit. I stepped back and I was like, once again, they didn't need to call me. It's, you know, it's not about the money. It's about, like, me coming here and trying to see what the goal has always been to get this team to win a championship, to get this community a championship. And so if I'm able to be a part of that, then that's my role. Like, I don't care about anything else. So it was new to me. I was battling that mental game for sure, but once I wrapped my head around the decision and we got back in Buffalo and seeing everybody's reaction and walking through this locker room and seeing all you guys, once again, one of the best decisions I've ever made.
The goal is to win this team a championship.
Yep.
The group is 11-3 right now. How's that goal coming?
It is coming very good, and I think that even though it you know, it's been 14 games, it's still a long season. It's still a very long season, and I say that because each game is still, you got to focus on this one game, and then once you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. You see each and every year. So this is that time where you got to really dial in, have that laser focus, and it seems like these next 3 weeks, being in the league for a while, these next 3 weeks are going to be some long weeks, and you got to be able to have that constant focus each and every day. And I feel like if this team is able to do that, then gives us a very good shot.
You've been through many long seasons. This is year number 12 for you.
Yeah.
What type of advice are you giving these younger players who are hitting that rookie wall or are experiencing, it's December, it's cold as heck outside, we got to go out there and practice?
Yeah, I mean, my advice to not just the young guys but everybody in here is, and everybody watching on TV and everyone that's going to listen to this, like, there's no guarantee that this football team in the next 10 years will be 11-3. You know, like, there's no guarantee. And so, you know, I'm sitting at home and I'm thinking, like, man, I never got a shot to play in the Super Bowl. I never got past the championship game. I was there 3 times and I never got to play in the Super Bowl. Like, it's crazy because, you know, I've been to the playoffs every year but 2. And so my advice to everybody is, like, cherish this moment, live in this moment, because you never know if you'll be able to have it back. And it's not to stress about it, but just to cherish it and have that laser focus and know that each game just try to continue to get better, and hopefully in February we're holding it up.
I hope so too. I believe in you guys. I believe in this group. I think you being back here is an awesome help. The DB dinners, you guys have these DB dinners every single week.
Yep.
Part of me thought Micah and Jordan aren't here anymore, what's going to happen to these position group dinners? You guys were such a big part of that equation.
Yeah.
Well, they went on.
Yeah.
They're still happening, as they should.
It's the standard
as they
around
should.
Here. Yes, it's the
Micah's
standard.
added back into the equation.
Yeah.
Are the guys happy to have you back at the dinner
They
table?
They tried to pull a fast one.
They're making you pay?
They tried to make me pay. They said anybody new has to pay for the whole dinner. Like, come on.
You're a new player now.
Yeah, come
Practice
on, guys.
squad Micah.
I'm not buying that. And in the past, if you're on a practice squad, you don't have to pay.
Ooh.
So, like, that's the rules. But then they said, well, we changed the rules since you guys left and blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, I didn't have to pay. Someone else had to pay the other day because they were late. And so, but I think that what we've been able to establish here with the DB dinners, with the White Elephant Christmas gifts, the Christmas exchange, the Christmas party, the Halloween parties that we've thrown around here for a long time, I feel like with those being like the foundation pieces within this organization is what keeps this team going. And I feel like, you know, that's a good reflection as to why this team is doing so well. So
you spoke about all of the things that this team has created since 2017, the group dinners, the gift exchanges, the parties. You set that. You started that along with Jordan Poyer. You left this team. Now you're back. Is it interesting to walk back in and see how that is still all good and well? For sure.
I gotta give props to the Williamses, because they're the ones that handed the Christmas party off to us when after they left here. But the dinners and stuff like that, Kurt Coleman came in from Carolina, and he really took it to the next level. But yeah, we've just we've developed those things throughout the year, and it's been cool to come back in and see what they are continuing to do and the new things that that this team is established. So once again, I'm like a proud uncle walking around here, and I'm happy to be here every day, even though the snow's coming down. It's still sunny and 75 in my world going on in my head, because I wake up extremely blessed, and I know that if this team finally gets it done, it's gonna be pretty exciting for this community.
And we're glad you can be along for the ride, because this place it's not the same without you, Micah, and it just feels right when you're in the building.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks for sitting down with us. Appreciate the time.